Hello everyone. I hope you guys are doing well. This is Zunaira and thank you so much for joining me in my studios. Today we are going to celebrate the arrival of spring and this flowering season by painting this spring blossom with you guys. After this long winter and spending so many days indoors and then this COVID crisis, it is such a pleasant surprise to see the beautiful colors of spring around us. I really love spring, and I know a lot of you love it too. There are so many reasons that make spring the most delightful of all the seasons. And if you are not convinced, I have some really good reasons to convince you. Let me tell you a few of them. So, spring marks the end of the blistering winter, and it's a pleasant transition before the scorching summer. What could be a better indication of spring than the sound of chirping birds coming from our windows? And then the beautiful flowers with all the variety and colors, plus the extra daylight hours that we get. It all just uplifts our mood and makes everything so much beautiful. So take a deep breath of the fresh spring air and paint these pretty flowers with me. So let me briefly talk about the materials that we are going to use today. I have some acrylic paints. We have some red and yellow are primaries. A mix of red and yellow will get orange. We have white, some turquoise blue, shades of green. We are going to mix some white and red to get pink, and we will be mixing some of the other colors to get a variety of orange and some purples. The paints that I am using today are the basic beginner level paints. I have basics and artist loft. You can even use the craft paints that are available in the craft stores, and you can even do it with the pastels if you have them at home. I have a canvas, and you can even tape a mixed media paper onto your board or use an acrylic paper. These are all available easily on any craft store. The brushes that we are using are a small round and a medium round brush. We have a sponge, a glass of water, a paint palette, a paper napkin, and a pencil. So let's get to painting. So before we start this painting, I would say don't overanalyze yourself. Keep taking the progress pictures and just enjoy the whole process. I am sure you are going to do very well in the end. So for painting the background, we'll be using some sponging techniques. So take your sponge, dip it into water, squeeze out all the extra water, and then take some turquoise and some green onto your sponge and start dabbing directly onto your canvas or your mixed media paper. Just keep dabbing and fill in all the gaps that you have. If you want to add more green, you can add more green to it. If you want more turquoise, you can add more turquoise to it. It's completely up to you. If you want to have a different color in your background, you are most welcome to do that. So keep dabbing and cover your sheet of paper. Look at these beautiful colors. Such a nice bright background. So once you are done with the background, let it dry for a few minutes. And once it's dry, we will go ahead and start composing our beautiful flowers. As we can see that the background is completely dry, let's compose the flowers. Take the pencil and start making some circles onto our paper. If you have any difficulty in making the circles, you can easily use any cap of bottle or anything round and make these circles. So take your small round brush, take some red paint and start making these circles. If you start hearing some funny noises from your paper, take some water onto your brush and take some more paint. Now add some yellow to it. So keep moving your brush into circular motions. So we are just making these circles. Keep switching between the reds and the orange and then some of the yellows. These flowers are super easy. You just have to make some circles. Some are small and some are big. You can add as many flowers as you want. This is so therapeutic. We can go back and add some red. Keep making these circles and don't forget to take the progress pictures. Don't overanalyze yourself and enjoy the whole process. These are really easy flowers. Anybody can make it, and I just love them. Now take some white, add it to the red paint, and start adding some pinks into your flower. Keep making the circles. So we are adding layers of paint onto our circles. You can see these are so easy to make. Anybody can make it. So keep mixing red into your white to get different shades of pink. You can even make the background in any other color if you like. And you can add some different color flowers to it. It's your painting. You are most welcome to do any changes in the colors or in the composition. You can add some purple and some yellows to it as well. So in the middle, keep washing your brushes and keep dabbing it onto your paper towel. Now I am taking some yellow . So now you can add some layers of yellow circles if you like. If your white is not as white that you had earlier, you can just take a fresh white paint and start adding some white into your flowers. It makes them bright and give them an extra definition. So basically you just have to keep on adding different shades of yellows and greens, and in the end we will be using some dots of white to add some extra sparkle into our paintings. So just make some white circles into your flower. It's adding some brightness to the whole composition. It's okay if your circles are not perfect, don't worry about it. So when you are done with the flowers, wash your brush, take your small round brush and start making some stems and some leaves. So we'll just be taking some green paint onto our brush and start adding some green lines. Don't worry if they are not straight. The stems are not always straight. Keep taking the paint onto your brush. If you want, you can just make some lines with the pencil first and then you can paint over it. Like you can just draw a straight line like this and you can just paint over it. Don't worry if your lines are not as straight as you want them to be. Once we are done with this, it will all look absolutely fine. You can start adding some leaves onto your stems. You can have thicker stems and thinner stems. I hope you are taking the progress pictures. It's good for learning the different stages of your painting. So now you start adding some leaves onto your composition. You can add as many leaves as you like. It's your painting, you can give it your own touch. You can add some yellow to the leaves as well. So these leaves are just like a tear shape. And if you want to draw them first with the pencil, you are most welcome to do it. Now start filling these leaves with the paint. If you want, you can just leave them like this. Or you can just add some shades of yellows and add it more definition by adding a little bit of white and maybe some blue. So I am adding some yellow to my leaves now. And I'm adding some yellow to my stems as well. I'm taking some more green. Giving it more definition. So I have some darker green, some yellow, and some lighter shade of green onto my brush. And as I'm going over my leaves and my stems, it is giving it a totally different dimension. And giving it more definition into our composition. So keep adding some yellow and some darker shades of green. To give some depth into your painting. I'm taking some more yellow onto my palette because my yellow has too much green into it now. So I'll just clean my brush and take some yellow. So keep adding some yellow. So I'll add some yellow to this flower too. First clean my brush. I'll just clean my brush and add some red and then some white to it. We can just add few more details to our flowers. Only if you like. You can add some extra petals to create some interest onto your composition. It's completely up to you if you want to add these. I like some variety into my garden. Now take the back of your brush and dip it into paint, the white paint, and add some white into the center of some of your flowers. Just put these white dots in the middle. It's defining the center as well as more definition to your flower. Now take some more white and you can just add some circle around these dotted circles around your flowers. If you don't like it, you can just skip this part. As I said, I like the variety in my garden. If you like, you can paint the flowers in different colors. That will also add some variety to it. So let me add some more dots to this flower. It's adding a little sparkle into my garden. I think we are almost done. So I'll just add few more strokes of red, few more circles into my flowers. If you feel that you don't need it, you are most welcome to skip this part. I like adding layers to my flowers. So if you want, you can add more white, and if you feel that your painting is done, you can just stop painting it. I think we have finished our painting. Let's take off the paint that we have. Let it dry for a few more minutes. Because we don't want to smudge the paint. As we can see that our painting is completely dry, I think it's time to take the final picture. I hope you guys enjoyed the whole process of painting these pretty flowers with me. Do share with us the pictures of the paintings that you did. Thank you once again for joining us. Enjoy this beautiful season of spring and take care.